give me a spirit bubble. I know how to read that.
Okay, so if everyone joins in the Discord screen share, we'll sort of go over the rough plan for this evening, afternoon,
19 is a relatively small plane,
morning.
especially for a twin-engine plane.
So the big thing we want to do today is capture the airbase of Hitei. So sort of most flights are in some way, shape or form focused around that. We got the A10s that for you guys, sure, you've attacked this airport a few times now, but I sort of set your ingress here to like sort of sit in this location, pick something up with the TGP, attack, egress, go do that sort of pattern again. There are at Hitei here, there's these two gophers. They're probably the big threats. And there's sort of threats that are spread here. So in order for us to capture it, we need to kill all the ground units here. So there's the 246 T55s here. There's 5 T72s here because one of them's dead. There's some T72s in the little field up here, and then there's a couple BMPs there. So I've given you the steer point on the gophers, but if you don't overfly the airport, they shouldn't be a problem, but I'd kill them first. For the Hornet guys, I gave you guys a mission to come here to, if that's what you guys want to do. That's probably going to be the most useful thing. Just come here and help clean it up. And then the Herc flight, I'll probably fly the Herc. Tomcats will just probably get you guys to do some cap for us. The Hornet guys can take up cap 2 if they want, but I've sort of set the Tomcat racetrack to be over this Patriot side here, over Hitei, and then a racetrack here, so then you can sort of set up a chainsaw. I think it'll just be you, Haru, so
okay.
I think that's the only Tomcat we're going to have, unless I do it. It's sort of, we'll have a chat about it, whether we want GCI or another cap aircraft. It's going to be a pretty simple mission, so we might be able to get away with that one.
14.
Oh yeah, okay, you can, the two of you guys can do that then. That's fine.
Yeah.
I set up a strike for the 16s. It's not a simple strike. Photon, if Flash gets on, you guys might want to do this one. It's sort of coming down here, a low level against this ridgeline, and then sort of doing a pop-up over this ridgeline on an S300 here. I think, is it just Photon that's flying F-16s at the moment?
It might be. I can do a Hornet, or I can just do like cap in the F-16. That's up to you.
Yeah, look, the 16 slots are there, and the 18 slots are there. It's going to be pretty
Flash
chill.
said he'd be here.
Yeah,
just like a little bit late, so.
Yeah, so it's up to you whether you want to wait for him and see if you guys want to do this super strike, or whether you just want to grab a 18 and do cap. That's sort of up to you. And then there was this other Hornet flight that I don't think we're going to use. So, if any sort of questions about the general sort of game plan for today?
Any anti-air, any SAMs at Hitei? Doesn't look like it.
So it's just these gophers.
Gophers.
So relative to the runway, they're going to be there's like a chain link fence here from memory, and they'll probably be on the inside of that, but they sometimes move around a bit. So that's sort of the big threat at Hitei, is these two gophers.
The gophers are IR, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they're like bigger version of an Igla.
Imagine a Strela attached to a wheeled vehicle.
Yeah, they're on the roof.
Yeah. I have 4 questions.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, I was taking notes. So the Hornets and the Hogs are both attacking the base, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. How big is the threat ring of those gophers?
So that's, the Hornets can hit those guys from pretty much from without leaving in Cyrillic. So as
Okay.
long as the steer point's there, I wouldn't worry too much about those because we can
Fuck me.
take
Okay.
those guys out well before you get there.
Look, they're tiny
Cool.
IR sims, so 10,000 AGL is the ceiling, but you sort of have to be over the mountain range. So this is their little threat ring here. If you're even here at like 1,000 feet, they're not going to shoot you, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
So, like, just don't overfly the airport until these two are dead, essentially.
Yeah.
And even
or, at,
then,
or at least be at 12 and not 9 like I was.
yeah, yeah. That's it, especially. They have some BMPs and stuff, so, like, if you overfly at, like, 1,000 feet, like, they'll light you up with, like, 30 mil off the top of the BMP, like the autocannon.
Yeah.
So, that can mess up slow-flying aircraft, too. So it's just worth something thinking about.
Where though?
Yeah, we're gonna try to maintain a higher ceiling today.
Where though?
So the BMPs I know are soft. What else? Because it seems like there's quite a bit out there. What else could we possibly take out with guns instead of having to load up literally with bombs?
Look, there's not really a lot of soft targets out here, to be honest. We want to
Okay.
capture a lot of the, like, literally only the BMPs and the Gophers if you're a madman. The rest are tanks.
How many
Okay,
total
so
targets
bombs.
is it?
There's 20 plus armored units.
6, 11, 15, including the Gophers and the funny stuff. There's... Did I say 15? Yeah, so 19
15.
and 22 all up.
Okay.
Oh, it
Alright,
did hit.
so what are you guys in
Holy
the
shit.
A10s thinking?
Okay, I stand corrected. This is a new thing, by the way. Camera doing that C3 modules.
We can bring some Mavericks, but mostly 500-pound
Fucking Rex.
GBU
Okay, well let's go.
32s, I think is what they're called. I can't exactly remember.
38s to
Now I'm
the
gonna get
500s, yeah.
destroyed by
Okay.
this guy. Just watch.
So someone will need to fly the Herc. I'm happy to do that unless someone particularly feels like flying the Herc.
How hard is it to fly the Herc?
I would
think I can do it.
want you to have at least flown it a few times.
Yeah, alright.
So, Sim, Goosey, Hot Pocket, between you guys, do you think you guys could handle one person taking up JSOW Charlies and the rest taking up 1,000 pound JDAMs?
I got the
4 times
JSOWs.
on all?
I can take JSOS.
Either, or I can take Mavericks if you want that.
Also, I don't have a flight yet. I have not been assigned a flight. I fly an F-18.
Okay, yeah, I think we're just gonna have one F-18 flight, so you can just join in with those guys.
Alright.
So for F-18 guys, Goosey take 4 JSOWs. You can double rack the JSOWs and take 2 Mavericks, or you can just take 4 single pylon JSOWs and target those SAMs.
Do that.
And then with the JSOWs, of course, and then no one moves in on that airport until those SAMs are gone. Everyone else taking Mavericks or yeah, you guys can take Mavericks. That might be better than taking 1,000 pound JDAMs, but I would recommend taking Echo Mavs instead of Foxtrots, because with the clusters those things are in, the flames from everything exploding are just going to throw off the IR seekers. I can handle flying the C-130.
2 more questions. Is the Patriots up near the coast? Are those armed this time?
Yeah, they're locked and loaded this time. If we go
Okay.
into the mission here, yeah, they're locked and loaded. So if they start pushing you guys should have a pretty large and beefy SAMnet if you fly back across the bay.
Okay. Why don't Sky Pickle and I take the southwest part of that runway, and we can, after you guys hit the SAMs, we can go down. We can do some target practice with bombs down there, and then you guys can pick off some as well. My biggest thing is, unlike Yoda, I'm not experienced with intra-flight comms as much. So, like multitasking with two different radios, I can do, but it'll be a little more difficult for me to be like, hey, we're picking up this target, blah blah blah. If you understand what I mean.
Yeah, look, I think it's not easy when you're getting learning to it, and it's going to be pretty easy tonight. Except,
Okay.
yeah, so just sort of keep comms clear, and if we can sort of focus on that too, where it's like the Hornets can sort of focus on the stuff on the north end of the runway, and then the A-10s can try and mock this up, and then we'll just see where we're at.
What's that on the Cronky Pit?
So this one here,
Yeah, what's
that's
that?
an early warning radar. If
Okay.
in theory we can capture that if we leave it intact, and the runway too. So you can, there will be aircraft on the ramp. I should have mentioned that earlier. So
That was another question
Yeah.
I had.
we'll still need to kill these aircraft on the ramp. So if you Hornet guys go in there early, I would say
So-
even higher priority than the SAM is killing these aircraft on the ramp.
Goosey, just take 4.
I'm going to take
racks.
4 JSOW, and then I'm going to take two racks of ANRAMs.
So you've got 2 14s that are going to be holding cap for the evolution.
Okay.
I don't think you guys will need anything other than self-defense missiles.
So you want clusters then?
If you want to take some JSOW alphas to hit the ramp where those aircraft are, that might be something you can do. Strike them from the northeast. And then after that, work on the SAMs. That might work. I would
Okay.
say take 2 double racks of each. So 8 JSOWs total, 4 alphas, and just coat the entire ramp. And
Roger that.
then between your other JSOWs, take out those 2 SAMs and any other targets.
Approach on the others. Okay.
Yeah,
What frequencies are we on?
So if you guys check the pinned messages in the Plobberation chat, there's a standing comm plan. I haven't figured out a way to get it in everyone's kneeboards in-game yet, but that has the Inslick CTAF, that'll have the carrier information, my frequency, which I'll be on human GCI, and then the tankers. But we don't have any tankers for this one.
Okay. It's in Plobberation pin. Got it. So I was thinking, rather than sitting on the runway at Insrilic, I can take off and do a couple paratrooper drops at Hite. If that's something that we think we can do.
Look, as long as you don't get blapped by that SAM, you can drop off, I would say drop off Humvee tows, or paratroopers, one or the other.
I was thinking a combination of each, actually. Yeah. Alright, I'll do that.
Hey, Plob, for the 18s, do you have a waypoint set for Hite?
I do not, but you'll just be able to use the TACAN if you particularly want it.
Hite doesn't have a TACAN, but it does have a VOR. It's 112.5 if I remember
21
right.
X-ray TACAN. If you look at the screen share, that's the TACAN, channel 21.
No, that's
in Cyrillic.
yeah.
Oh,
He's talking about
Hite.
Hite.
Sorry, Hite. I mean, you'll have nav steer points for it in your jet. I mean, it's got a VOR if you particularly want it, but I'm hoping between your INS system and the VOR, you should be okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Pull up. Pull up.
Nice. Like to hear pull up. Alright, I think that's probably about it. So, we'll probably just get the Hornets off the deck first. And everyone else can sort of load in and get going off Insilic. And then we'll get the Tomcats last off the boat, and yeah, see how we go. So just flight leads, if you just check in when you're in the air on the on the Overlord frequency, and we'll see how we go.
Real quick for the Hornet flight, are we gonna have a mids channel for interflight?
We
I don't-
should. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll let you guys break off and sort that out amongst yourselves when you
Alright.
get going. Alright, cool. I think that's
Um,
about it.
I'm gonna coach the Hornet guys, and then I'll be back in this chat to talk with you, Plob.
Yeah, cool. Alright, I'll
Chat are you going to?
2.